Hello, everyone. If I could have your attention, greetings, and thank you so much for coming today to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day here at University of Hartford. We're having a slight change in the program. We'll have the dancing midway through the program instead of at the beginning. So we're going to start with a land acknowledgement read by a student, Sarah, and then some comments by our student leaders, Deja and Dariana. But just a little bit of introduction. I'm Judy Wyman-Kelly, a member of the Amplifying Indigenous Voices Working Group here, and also Associate Director of the University Interdisciplinary Studies Program. This event today is the result of a grassroots effort that has been in the making for several years. It started with conversations in a faculty learning community and then evolved into a university-wide working group that includes students, staff, faculty, and a dean. We welcome new members at any point, so please contact me or Chris Grant's office if you are interested in joining us. Our work, we are very grateful, has been guided by the wise counsel of the clan mother of the Golden Hill Paugussett tribe and members of her community, Shoran Waupatukuay Piper, who's here with us today, and also Mixashan Razi, a local Indigenous musician who will also be playing some music for us. And we are so excited to be celebrating our first Indigenous Peoples Day at the University of Hartford and eagerly anticipate a future of collaboration and partnership with Indigenous communities in this country. So now I would like to introduce Sarah, who will be reading our land acknowledgement.
Hello, I'm Sarah Marcos. I'm a first-year student here at University of Hartford, and I'll be reading the UHart Land Acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the University of Hartford resides on the historic homelands of the Sycogs, Poquaniks, Wangunks, and Tuxes, and that what is now called Connecticut encompasses the homelands of the Wappinger, Scaticoke, Golden Hill Paugussett, Mohegan, Mashantucket, Pequot, Eastern Pequot, Nipmuc, Quinnipiac, Niantic, and Lenape, as well as other Indigenous peoples. We honor, respect, and appreciate the relationship that exists among these communities, nations, lands, and waterways, and aspire to uphold our responsibilities according to their example of stewardship. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deja George, the Vice President of the Student Government Association.
You guys can be seated. My name is Dariana Rosario. I am the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Justice Chair for the Student Government Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. I extend greetings on behalf of the Student Government Association. Dariana and I are both glad to be here to gratefully acknowledge the land on which we stand. Today's Land Acknowledgement Ceremony reminds us that we must strive to understand the long-standing history that has brought us to the land on which we reside, go to school, and some of us work. It is important to be mindful of this because it reminds us that we need to learn and acknowledge America's history of displacement and dispossession of Native people. We must pay attention to current events. Colonialism should not and cannot be relegated as an issue of the past. It is still ongoing, and we need to be mindful of the effects of ethnic cleansing and genocide that happen to Native peoples.
The Student Government Association is committed to learning and making our campus home a place that acknowledges its history. We are proud that our university is hosting this ceremony and glad that we can play a part in expressing our gratitude and respect. This program is a start to the commitment to further the conversation and support Indigenous people in their fight for their land, reparation, and severity. The Student Government Association is inspired to hold events and create initiatives that teach our peers on campus about the university's history and the land we sit on. On behalf of the Student Government Association, we are grateful to be able to take part in this land acknowledgement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to introduce the President of the University of Hartford, Greg Woodward, who will introduce Clan Mother.
Good afternoon. Thanks for being here, and thanks to our guests. It's an important day here at the University of Hartford. I think this is a day that's probably long overdue. I think every day is Indigenous Peoples Day. We live here. We're using land that was their home. We're sharing that land, if you will. I've had a lifelong sort of fascination and interest in studying Native American culture and backgrounds, and it's been a big part of my, I think, personal sort of journey. And I would recommend for all of you to try to become engaged in not just recognizing what we share, but actually learning from the many, many advanced cultures that inhabited North America, especially before we did. It's an extremely important bit of history to recognize, to feel, to learn from. I think there are many, many lessons around medicine and life and growth that our Native American cultures and histories could share with us that would make us wiser, smarter, deeper, and healthier. I will say also that over the last couple of years, like all of you, I've lost some people close to me, and I spent a lot of time reading some of the prayers and remembrances and kind of homages that many different Native American cultures used around those situations, and they were the most beautiful, helpful, rejuvenating, nourishing thoughts and traditions and experiences I encountered in all of those episodes. And so there's so much here to gain. I just got a CD from our guest musician, which is really cool, so I'm so excited to spend some time with that. But I also want to give a kind of a greetings to our clan mother and a gift. And I'll tell you what this is. These are some university sort of trinkets and things to simply share as fun gifts. But basically what's most important inside this bag is the gift of tobacco. And tobacco is a traditional cultural exchange that happens between Native American cultures and tribes. And its significance is this. It is not a gift saying thank you for what's been done. It is a sharing, asking for help. And so you give somebody this gift, if you will, of tobacco and say thank you for looking over to our way. Thanks for helping us through whatever we're engaged in. Thanks for offering your resources and wisdom and strength before it's even accomplished. And it's a way then of kind of presaging a friendship and partnership. I said to Clan Mother Shoran just a moment ago that the University of Hartford is all in on being friends and partners and sharing this place, this time, this land, and our backgrounds and our learning. So to Shoran and the clan, thank you very, very much for sharing your wisdom and experience and teaching us today. So it is my pleasure to introduce our clan mother, Shoran. Thank you very much.
Sego, everyone. In our language, Sego means greetings. My name is Shoran Waupatukuay Piper. I am the clan mother of our tribe. We have 2 reservations here in Connecticut. We have one in Trumbull, and that reservation is the oldest continuing reservation since 1659. And then our other reservation is in Colchester, Connecticut. Today, I am going to open with a quick prayer and also a blessing before I introduce my nephew, which is the war chief, Quanah Kicking Bear Piper. He resides on Colchester Reservation, and I am on the Trumbull Reservation. I'm not sure if everybody that's here today knows that Connecticut still has not recognized Indigenous Day. Yes, everybody goes around and call it Indigenous Day or Columbus Day, but state of Connecticut is one of the states that still has not switched that over. So I just wanted everyone to know that. So we are very honored and happy and very thankful to be here today, to have this collaboration. We look forward to collaborating with the University of Hartford and the committees and boards in the future. But we are very happy and honored that you took this time to celebrate Indigenous Day and asking us to be a part of this wonderful day. all of my ancestors known and unknown, Mother Earth, may I be your vessel and walk in your path of footsteps with peace and beauty on your sacred land that you once walked with pride, honor, and respect. That piece that I just read is from a book that I wrote called The Red Road, and that is an opening prayer that I had put in the book that I had wrote. And now I wanted to do a blessing for all of you that are here today. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May Grandmother Moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries, cleanse and heal. May the breeze blow new strength. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty in all the days and evenings of your life. Blessings to you all. Aho. Now I'd like to introduce my Ward Chief, Kwana Kicking Bear Piper, my nephew.
There you go. How's everyone doing on this wonderful day? My name is War Chief Kicking Bear Piper with the Golden Hill Paugussett Tribal Nation. I live on the Colchester Reservation. I'm the nephew of the clan mother, which is an honor. The tribe has been interacting with the community for many, many years. The reservation in Colchester was established in 1979. As the clan mother said, our reservation in Trumbull has been around since 1659, the oldest continuing reservation in the country. We are a state-recognized tribe. We're still fighting for our federal recognition. So it gives us, on behalf of the tribe, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today to acknowledge Indigenous Day. This means a lot to all Indigenous people in the United States and in the world. When I was a young child, I used to hear a lot of elders speak about Columbus Day. And I went to this public school like everyone else, so I didn't really know too much about it. And I said, wow, we shouldn't really be celebrating this day. And I said, well, why not? I thought he discovered America. And they said, yeah, well, there's some other things he did along the way, not to get into too much detail. So I just thought the elders were crazy. Never did I realize, years down the road, that this would actually be the movement and the fight would actually take us to this point. It's an historical moment for everyone to be here together to actually recognize that, yes, this is a day that we have to honor the ones who were here before us, our ancestors and the indigenous. Though we welcome all people to join us, and we like to be inclusive in our ceremonies. We have a new prayer circle up on the reservation, and I'll speak to the clan mother about maybe setting up an event where we can invite people here from the campus who are interested in actually experiencing some real native ceremony to come up and really get a sense of what that's like. So it's an honor, a privilege to be here. We thank you all, and I hope you guys can join us today in some song and some dance. And this is the first, hopefully, of many, many Indigenous Day celebrations. As we say in Native community, aho, okay? It's aho. It's kind of like most amen. So if everyone wants to give me an aho, aho. And then a little war cry. See you at the dance. Aho.
Hello. Thank you everybody for coming. My name is Gary Tinney from Golden Hill Paugussett. It's my people. We still have a few coming. They're coming right now as we speak. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to celebrate this day. And we honor this day, not the other guy. Thank you.
Hi again. I guess I'm up again. Okay. So we have another member joining us, but I'm going to touch up a little bit on it more about the history. So the history of the tribe. It's funny how you guys wrote the acknowledgement, the Paquanic. which there's different interpretations. One is people by the water. Paquonic is a name, if you notice, in our history, a lot of times before there was actually tribal names, these were more place names. So Paquonic is a name you'll notice from in Connecticut, but also out into Massachusetts, even into Long Island, you'll see a lot of different variations of Paquonic. And when I was a young warrior, me and Shoran, we'd travel around and we'd always say, wow, Paquonic, it's here, it's there. And it was nice to see that, how each community must have had some interaction with, whether it be our tribe or another tribe who was affiliated, associated with that Paquonic name place. So that, and in our particular tribe, it was one of the 5 sister tribes that we had. We were a confederacy of 5 tribes. So our people in the Longhouse Way, we would travel through other nations. It was almost like how we have states or towns where you're a member of the tribe, but you could go on to other nations and the traditions of the Longhouse. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but so that was just a little more of the history. We go now by the Paugussett because that's the major part of our tribal affiliation, but you know, the Paquonics was one of our sister tribes, so it's kind of cool. I don't want to take over too much more time, so I guess we'll proceed to the dancing.
So is time all right to do 2? Okay, so I just wanted to check on the time before we do 2. One dance would just be all of us just dancing the way that we all dance, Eastern Woodlands dance, but also we want to do a round dance, and we would like all of you, it's not mandatory, but if you guys wanted to join the round dance. So the round dance is a like friendship dance. It's bringing the community together, friendship, and actually there's been many tribes who would do this type of round dance and when it would come up coming of the winter months. So this is actually the perfect time. So we will explain how that dance goes, and we will do it in the grass field. But again, it's not mandatory, but if anyone would love to get up and join us in a round dance, you're more than welcome to. Thank you.
You're all invited to the round dance, and we're gonna do a 2-step. 2-step is like this. It's very easy. Do like they used to do in the old days. The Narragansett Reservation. Calling all Indians. Calling all Indians.
Left to right, and then at the end of the song, you'll see that everybody will run in the middle. Okay, so it's your foot starts with the beat of the drum. Okay, so you just hold your arms and you're holding hands. Okay, so everybody got it. So you would do that going right, and then you would do that going left. But at the point where you do stop, and you can still use your hands or keep them both. You would just tapping if you're still in the spot before we go back around left to right, okay?
laughing at like, Yeah, then I'm like.
Yeah, I was.
Gary and Richard out there.
We're going to have another dance, just performers dancing that we can witness in a few minutes.
Do it as an interest.
Yeah, that's true too. You go drunk?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. How you been? From me, good. Hey, I'm gonna get there. My kids give me that seat.
One's a credit or one's a pray. So it allows me to stay balanced when I'm dancing into what energy and medicine I'm giving off to people, that are watching.
After we had our photos taken, we were walking back, and I got stuck by and I still have the scar. My finger was this big.
Do you have anything else? The only thing you need to take stuff out of the car, you just have to lock it with my box.
It's there.
Do you want anything from Starbucks, or we can get to it?
Yeah, I'll meet you.
Are you going to stay for this?
Yeah. See ya.
Then we're going to do some Eastern traditional dances, but we're going to use a Blackfeet war song for this one, and hope you enjoy it.
Big round of applause. I say greetings again. We are pleased that you have joined us this afternoon to respectfully acknowledge that UHart's campus exists on land originally inhabited by the Indigenous Peoples. We offer gratitude for the land itself, for those who have stewarded it for generations, for the opportunity to learn, work, and live and be in community.
Acknowledging this history is consistent with our value statement here at UHart and our ongoing commitment to foster campus climate of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. In our office, we recognize that truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect, creating visibility, and understanding historical barriers of heritage and differences. Today, we embrace our institutional responsibility to recognize the people and culture, historic and present, of indigenous tribes of this area. This land acknowledgement is a first step in the ongoing process of broadening the horizons of our students, faculty, and staff to deepen the understanding of the past history of the Indigenous peoples and to actively work with our Indigenous community partners to repair and advance UHart's relationship with these communities. For more information on the UHart's Land Acknowledgement and Amplifying Indigenous Voices Working Group, please see the information to the direct link that's located on the back of your program. And we really appreciate you coming out today for this ceremony. It's my pleasure right now to introduce our interim provost, Catherine Black.
Hello, I start by offering you all greetings as well. Thank you to the clan mother of the Golden Hill Paugussett tribe, Shoran Waupatukuay Piper. I'm also grateful for your wisdom and your grace, and I hope this is just the beginning of our conversation. Thank you also to our dancers and our other honored guests for introducing us to your beautiful traditions. Thank you. Thank you to the Amplifying Indigenous Voices Working Group at the University of Hartford for helping to make this day happen, especially Chris Grant, Lisa Cote, and Judy Kelly. Today is about raising awareness, listening, asking questions, and sharing what we learn with others. It is about recognizing the tribal ancestors of this land. It is about acknowledging our history and making change. It is about building friendships and embarking on new collaborations. As I was preparing these remarks, I struggled with the right tone. We certainly want to celebrate this moment as it reflects an important first step. But in celebrating, I want to be sure we aren't glossing over what has come before us. If we are to make any progress in the future, we need to sit with and come to terms with the past. So here goes. As Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz notes, we are not a nation of immigrants, as is often purported. Instead, she argues that we are a nation of colonizers. We must acknowledge that the very foundation of this country was built on stolen land, kidnapping, and forced labor of Black and brown people. It was this foundation upon which white settlers prospered. We must acknowledge the violence white settlers inflicted on Indigenous peoples and the land they had nurtured for thousands of years. Indeed, we must acknowledge the genocide of Indigenous people and their culture, including the taking of children from their parents. That loss is immeasurable and cannot be regained. So where do we go from here? How do we move beyond acknowledgement to reparations? Institutions of higher education like the University of Hartford must ensure students learn and understand the true history of this country. In partnership with Indigenous people, together we can envision what reparative justice would look like and empower us all to make change. To begin, we must stop whitewashing our country's history. We must own our true history in all of its glory and all of its ugliness. As Clint Smith writes, we must confront the flaws of our ancestors. In this way, we learn history's lessons most powerfully. It is only then that we can most authentically and rightfully pursue justice for all people. This is not just about the distant past. Let us remember that injustice is still happening in our criminal justice system, in our immigration policies, and yes, in the halls of academia. Let us be vigilant in finding the ways in which our laws and policies have differential impacts on marginalized peoples, and let us focus our energies on eradicating these biases. Let this land acknowledgement be the first of many steps. Let this land acknowledgement be a call to action. What do I mean? Let's consider workshops and other programming we can offer on Indigenous people and culture, led by Indigenous people. Let's consider additional courses we can infuse with Indigenous history. What music or art can we explore? What affinity groups might we create? And as we go about our lives and our communities, what policies, both locally and federally, might we advocate for? I hope this is the start of a new relationship with the Golden Hill Paugussett tribe. Through commitment and hard work, we can raise our critical consciousness and create a more just nation, now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Black. In closing now, President Woodward will say a few closing remarks, and then our musician, Mixashan Razi, will play some music for us. And after that, you're all free to go. Thank you again so much for coming. And thank you to Clan Mother and her community, to the dancers, to Mixashan, musician, and everybody. And I look forward to future collaborations.
Thanks, Judith. The tobacco that I offered to the Clan Mother was grown and harvested and created by the Nipmuc tribe in nearby Rhode Island. So it is, again, part of the cultural background of this exchange that was the spirit in which I offered that gift. It's been a really fun session. Aren't you eager to learn more and do more? Yeah, me too. I'm like, let's spend the afternoon and do it. For that future and the future that Catherine so smartly talked about in looking to create better education, more understanding, patience, grace, wisdom, all the things that we aspire to, and as humans, and especially as a higher education institution, I look forward to years and years of close partnership, friendship, and connection with our local Indigenous peoples, and certainly with the Clan Mother and your friends and family. I know that the dance brought us kind of closer together for a certain moment, in the dancing, which is great. But another tradition that we share is that song brings us together as well when we raise our voices together. So I'm going to do something impromptu and uncalled for. But I wonder if Mixashan would come up and teach us something we could sing together as we close the program. It's all yours.
This is a song based on stomp music. Stomp music is, people do it all throughout this hemisphere, but especially up here in the Northeast and the Southeast. And there's all kinds of stomps. But this stomp was one that I made, and it's for something because my youngest daughter was just learning how to read. And she said, "Dad, who is polyester?" I said, "Oh." So I looked it up, checked it out, and it turns out polyester are the names of the two daughters of the man who invented that miracle thing that we all use all the time. So this is a stomp for polyester. You can sit in your seats, but everybody say, "Hey ya, hey yo." Hey ya, hey yo. Hey 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 hey. Hey 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 hey. Hey ya, hey yo. Hey ya, hey yo. Now I'm gonna say polyester. But when you say polyester, you gotta go like this. Polyester. Polyester. Ooh, polyester. Ooh, polyester. 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 Ooh, polyester. I'm creeping at the mall in my wrinkle-free suit. Now all together, let's go. Ooh-ah, 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 polyester. Come on, all at the same time. Ooh-ah, 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 polyester. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, you think you got it? All right, let's try it out.
Hey ya, hey yo. Hey, 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 hey. Hey ya, hey yo. Polyester. Ooh, polyester. Polyester. Ooh, polyester. I'm creeping at the mall in my wrinkle-free suit. Everybody together, come on. Ooh, wow, ooh, wow, ooh, wow. Polyester. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, now check me out, the words. A polyester, polyester. I'm eating jelly donuts in my red Cadillac. A polyester, polyester. I'm heading to casino with a pocketed cash. Come on. Oh, polyester. Polyester. Oh, polyester. I'm creeping at the mall in my wrinkle-free suit. Now check it out. A polyester, polyester. I'm talking on my celly to a girlfriend who's whack. A polyester, polyester. Tell me where you're going so I know where you're at. Oh, polyester. Polyester. Oh, polyester. I'm creeping at the mall in my wrinkle-free suit. Thank you. If you like that, I got some CDs. It's off my latest thing, so check it out. Support Native artists. It begins right here.